What's up, y'all? It's Rain Raps, aka Mr. Hot Jam, and you're now watching Untapped Hip Hop. Woo! I'm on.
Back by popular demand.
What's up? My name is Kenny. Go by Kwest. I'm a California representative, so I lived in Baldwin Park, so I was raised in Baldwin Park. Shout out to bowling. Born in Louisiana, and I'm a rapper. Let's see. I moved to California with my parents when I was about 5, and I want to say around 2nd or 3rd grade, Doggy Style just dropped, and I'm from the era where you wasn't supposed to be listening to cassette tapes because, you know, they had the parental guidance on it. But I got a copy of Doggy Style, and Snoop was it. And then that's what really drove. I knew I was a hip-hop head when I was listening to Doggy Style. That classic album was dope. I want to say somebody older than me, maybe a friend like a 4th or 5th grader, had it. It was like, hey, West, I got this cassette here. And I had a Walkman. And I would sneak off in my room or go outside to be banging it. You know, a couple times I got caught. Pops was like, I don't want you to listen to it, even though he was listening to it. But, yeah, you know, one of the homies slid it to me. Shit, to this day. Like, even I would say the skits, like, I'm a motherfucking hustler. Better ask somebody. Like, it just had some things in it that you just, I wasn't prone to hearing to it at the time. And then the beats. And just the rhythm to everything. I think one of my favorite songs on that is G's and Hustlers. Yeah, and to this day, that's like my joint. It's my joint off that song. I gotta hear it. If I'm gonna listen to that album, I gotta hear that song. My first taste of performing, I'll fast forward around the time I was like 8th grade. One of the homies gave me a nicknamed me K-Dub. I was into, again, West Coast, being from California. We had, you know, West Side Connection, Mac 10 was out. It was just a good time for West Coast music, and so he nicknamed me K-Dub. And so I took that, and that was kind of the persona for the next few years until I want to say got to high school. And in high school, my friend Nate, shout out to Streets, he was like, hey, Wes, we rapping in Mr. Williams' class. You got to come check us out. And I was like, man, y'all ain't rapping, whatever. You know, yeah, that's not what y'all do, but whatever, I'll come check it out. We ain't doing shit on lunch. And we went in there, and they was freestyling to me. And eventually, the dude was like, hey, hop in, Wes. So I hopped in, and it just became a thing. The lunchtime freestyle just really became a thing for us to do. And then as we started to evolve, we took it from the classroom to outside in the quad, from outside the quad back to my house, and we just fell in love with the art of just freestyling and flowing and writing in a composition book and passing it to the homie. Like, okay, I got it for the 5th period. I'm going to give it to you 6th period. Let me see if you could top my verse. It kind of just became almost like a sport for us. Once we really started, like, doing it more often and more so. My family loved it. My brother, he's a DJ. He was a DJ. He DJ'd in Detroit and in Oklahoma City and Kansas. And so I kind of fell in love with just that. I knew, like, music, here again, from Doggy Style till almost when the time I graduated high school, I still was like, it was music for me. There's nothing pretty much else. And I thought I was going to be a radio DJ. And so I was like, hey, brother, I got the CD here, bang it, you know, see if you can let me know what you think. And he was like, I like it. You know, I'm glad you're doing your thing. Mom's was like, you know, just keep on pursuing your passion. Everybody around me, I think even at the high school, we was the first people to actually have our own first song on a CD from what I can remember. So it was kind of like we were on the mountaintop for a minute. So everybody gave us love. Didn't hear no negative about it, so I guess that's a positive. The biggest obstacle for us was finding a studio, 1, in the area, and then 2, transportation, and then 3, consistency with getting to the studio or having the studio that's there that will allow us to come in and do what we needed to do as a group, as an artist, or so forth. Just having a constant setup was probably the biggest challenge for us as a group, and even just as an artist through that time. So other than that, nah. You know, like I said, I think everybody goes through writer's block.
Yeah.
But having a consistent foundation where you could just work, even if you don't have nothing already laid out, you can go in, sit in, and just be like, okay, what we working on today?
Yeah.
That was probably a big problem for us. I guess at the time when we were starting rapping and coming out, like it was lyrically driven and punchlines, and Exhibit had both. And then he came out with Restless, and it kind of crossed him over. And so once he had the crossover, it kind of put everything all full circle. But the lyrically driven and the bar game from Exhibit, I think people sleep on that, dude.
Like was it the video for What You See Is What You Get?
Yes, when he's walking through.
Yeah.
Nobody had done that shit. Nobody had done that shit. And even I can remember like when they still had MTV Jams and shit. I'm dating myself, but like 12 when you laying in bed 11:30, 12 o'clock at night, and you flipping through your music video channels and shit. Remember Exhibit on the beach doing paparazzi, like, and then to find out like it's a video and inside a video, like man. Right now, I'm not at the peak, but I'm climbing there. I'm still ascending. I'm still growing and evolving as an artist. And I think that's the most important thing. If you are an artist, so whatever you're doing, you can always grow. You can always get better at whatever it is that you're doing. And so I think right now, I recently dropped my first album. I know we've been talking about me freestyling and getting into the studio. I recently was able to do that over the past year or two.
Plug the album real quick.
West Nation, got the T, you know. You can find it everywhere. It was produced by Dazed, Effekt, my homeboy C. Peters. We recorded at 3X's in the V. Shout out to Soul Star and Satellite Rock. Without them, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if the album gets dropped in March like it did, because like I said, we needed a spot we can consistently go to. Everybody has things going on, but consistency is big, especially when you're trying to create a project. And they allowed us to come in and do our project and helped us build a sound that we had been working on for a couple of years. And they brought it to, we were able to be there, and they let us bring it to life. So shout out to them for real. Shout out to Soul and Satellite Rock. I appreciate y'all.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, man.
You mentioned that you're still ascending to your peak. What does your peak look like for you?
Oh, man. I'm trying to get to an arena. I want to sell out. I'm trying to get to an arena. I'm not going to say. It would be dope to sell out an arena. And, you know, we climbing that mountain. But my next goal is to get into an arena, a big venue, and perform some of these joints off the West Nation album. Yeah. Here in Pomona, we got a great community, great events, great venues to go and perform, great open mics to go get your practice and your reps in. And I think the next step, once you felt like, okay, I've done the circle, I've mastered this particular area, it's time to jump up and to the next area. And I think the next area for me is arenas. Yeah. Also trying to get my collective, Dazed Effekt, we're trying to break ground. It's not just me. Yes, I am one artist, but I am part of a collective, Dazed Effekt. It also represents Mark Evans, C. Peters, aka Chaz Hendricks, and they're also a part of the journey. Like I said, back in high school, we just started rapping, and not everybody in the clique could rap. So one of the homies, Chaz Peters, he was our beat guy, and while we were rapping, he was making the beats, and he's our Timberland. There's no kwest album without C. Peters, you know.
Them Tim beat or them Tim drums?
No kwest album, no West Nation without C. Peters, and I kind of owe him a lot. He may not know it. I might not say it, you know, 'cause fuck him and shit. But on everything, this album don't get done without this guy, you know, and his mind and his talents when it comes to beating that pad, bro. He's trust me, we bickered, we bump heads, we go days where we ain't talking, no respond on the text, like, you know, we're making the album, you know, we bumped heads, you know, like, hey, I think we should do this, but hey, no, we gonna do it this way, and we gonna fix something else, you know, later in the album. Don't trip. And you know, we were able to work through, and you know, after a beer or two, we got back, and it's all love. It was all love and shit. You know, it was all love. So yeah, shout out to C. Peters, man. Stay hungry, keep writing, keep working. Don't let your pen drop, and network. Don't be afraid to get out here and shake somebody's hand, to smile, give somebody a compliment, because I promise you it'll go a long way. Support. Support is probably the biggest thing you could do between artists. Support somebody else. If you want the support, you trying to come up, show somebody else some love who's trying to come up. The biggest thing I love about the community in Pomona, from the time I got in till now, is everybody supports everybody. Like, you see artists at other artists' shows, whether you gotta pay or whether it's free, you see everybody mingling, connected. And I'm sure not everybody, you know, has a good, like, a 10-year, 20-year relationship, but you see a lot of love, and that's important, bro. That's important shit. I think that's important to have as an artist. Show somebody some love if you're trying to get some love. And yeah, I love how everybody has an opportunity now. I know some people may say it's kind of polluted and saturated, but the availability and the ability to go ahead and record a song right now within an hour or two and upload it within the next 4 hours and have it out for the world to hear, that is amazing. That's dope. I think now, I'm starting to love how lyrics are coming back into fashion. Lyrics and punchlines, you know, and delivery and style and creativeness. I think I'm starting to see that more, and I'm starting to love that. And the last thing is just, I just love hip-hop, so I'm glad it's still here, and I'm glad it's the #1 thing that people cling to. It's the #1 culture, so I think that's the 3 things that I love about the industry now versus the 3 things I don't like about it. Definitely my maturity and growth as when it comes to writing. I think my presentation when I'm performing has definitely evolved. And I think just my knowledge and self-awareness of where I want to be and what I want to do, and how I want to represent the coast, has evolved from Doggy Style. I know that I can be a pillar for the coast, and versus back then just not even really knowing that I was going to be here. I don't know, 25 years later or some shit. Yeah, that's probably the biggest of the 3 things that I've evolved in as well. My presentation, my lyrics, and my delivery, and just, yeah. West Nation, on all streaming platforms, you can get it. You can catch me in the city of Pomona every now and again, you know, performing. Want to bring the crew in. So yeah, you can find me on all streaming platforms. I wanted to bring them in because these are my guys. Dazed, Effekt. You need to know us as a whole. Okay.
Mark Evans, man, aka Freddie Luger. Doing this shit with this guy for like 20+ years, man. And tell you, it is an experience for us, like us knowing each other for so long. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, and for him, actually, I want to say this. I'm a fan now, real quick. But he was actually like one of the first person that actually inspired me to do this shit.
Word.
You know what I mean? Like, no doubt, it's just watching him and the homie Gary. You know, because I've known them since like forever, before they did this shit. Like, before they even spit a bar, bro. I'm telling you. And just watching them do that, man, is like just gave me the idea. Like, damn, dude, that's dope. You know, it's like self-expression. You know what I mean? Because I know them for so well. Like, you know what I mean? And for them to self-express that with rhythm and, you know what I mean, and just some straight swag shit. And it's just like, fuck, that shit's dope as fuck, man, I'm telling you. And got me to start writing and then eventually evolving into becoming a performer, man. And, you know, I'm saying shout out to this guy. If they see me 15, 20 years from now and they ask me who my biggest influence is, not even know, you know, industry people, I would say is Kwest, bro, straight up. Straight up.
Yeah, I would say you and GT definitely started for us. Definitely for me because, you know, like you said, I mean, doing the beats for you guys, Whether it was at lunchtime, doing a beatbox for them if they needed to. Like, hey, Chad, get over here real quick.
Mouth dry.
You know, exactly. You know, I had no excuses. I had to do it, you know? So, like, you know, when it comes down to that stuff, you know.
How long y'all gonna be rocking for?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Right? Like, you know, I got only 20 minutes to enjoy my Gatorade and hot Cheetos. You know, come on now. Hey, but those are facts. It wouldn't matter where we were on the school grounds. If they saw me and they needed me, I was right there to do it.
That's what's up, man.
You know, so that's how it was. And we kind of just evolved from there, like you said. Like, I think as we got older, you know, we all kind of, like, not necessarily, like, broke away from each other, but everyone had their own path to figure out their own music lane, you know what I mean? And
it just took
I
some
think
time
us
off.
three kind of just stayed together when it came to that. Like, me and him kind of really started the whole Dazed Effekt. And then West obviously was part of the music game.
Man.
So
We started, the way me and Chaz started out, right?
Yeah.
Was no bullshit. My homie's Casio phone that had a little beat maker. I made a fucking beat, right? Thinking I was a shit because I've been playing Music Generator.
Yeah.
Like, familiar with that shit. And I'm thinking I was a shit making beats. Like, he disappears for like 10 minutes, bro. No joke. Comes out with a fucking banger that I can never fucking forget till this
I
day.
remember, like, you wish you had that phone stuff because you're like, dude, we gotta redo that. Do you remember? I'm like, I don't even know what I did, Mark. You know, so it's like,
you know. And then at that point, that's when I realized, like, damn, dude, this guy's a talent for that shit, right? So we went ahead and went to downtown to the alley set, like the alleys and shit, the electronic spot.
You got a Tascam, the cassette recorder, 4-track cassette
bro.
recorder, bro.
Yeah, and this is what, like 2004?
2004.
Right, Tascam, right, in 2004, bro.
So you had a little, like, you had 4 tracks available, and if they got full, you had to bounce all 4 to one, and then it was free up to other stuff.
You know what I mean? Imagine recording that shit, making beats and producing like that, dude. It's like, it's consistency. Like I said, it's like, if we fucked it up, and I'm kind of like a produced rapper at first, I didn't even know how to, like, get through my fucking verses and shit without this fool yelling at me. Kenny give me that look like, get your shit together, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Like you say, you gotta have no filter with your boys, right?
Yeah,
So,
you know?
You gotta keep it real with
you want to bring out the best in them.
Yeah.
So.
And that's what was dope about it, like I said, with our chemistry and all that
A
shit.
beast when he comes behind the keys. Shit.
Yeah. Triple finger Peters.
Shout out to Buddha on that one.
Nah, he be on you when you behind that mic, though.
Oh yeah. If I don't like what I hear, I'm gonna let you know.
Yeah.
Man, it make you nervous, man. I'm telling you, like, when we do shows together, Kenny's looking at me like, hey, bro, be on point.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying? You come up like a mafia, but it's like, hey, you better not fuck it up today.
Like Big Brother.
No, I'm telling you, dude. It's like,
After they perform, I'll give them the look, be like, all right, this is what you did. This is where you messed up. Like,
You don't even get love for it.
No,
You
you don't
get
get
shit. It's like,
Give me what I'm thinking first and see it. So.
you know, but iron sharpens iron, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the reason why we stayed the way we do and are coming up the way we're coming up right now. And
Exactly.
right now, we about ready to make some noise up, and everybody agrees with me. We ready to go out there and make some goddamn noise.
I would agree.
That's
Let
time,
people know.
that's time to start popping off,
Yeah,
man.
you know, let people know who Dazed Effekt is straight up.
Like,
You know?
Like West say, you know what I mean? It's easy to get it out there now. I mean,
Yeah.
Goes to like the 90s, early 2000s, you know?
That shit
Find a
was-
distributor. You had to get the hard copies done.
You had to go out
Now
your
you
trunk.
know. Yeah, out your trunk, yeah.
You had to draw in your own inserts and shit.
Man.
You know what I mean? I mean, when we were growing up too, that's like kind of like the first networking thing we heard about music. You know what I mean? Is popping it off the trunk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's when people had to see. That's
Or
when
indoor
CD
swap
burners
meet,
came
yeah.
out. You know?
Yeah.
And you know,
Indoor
Swap.
swap.
You drop
Right.
a couple off, and hopefully they push it for you.
exactly. And back in the day, like you said, you know, you're only limited to the certain areas that you're at. However far the gas will take you. You know what I mean? Nowadays, it's like, say you can upload that shit in 3 to 4 hours, and man, that shit gets
World
around
is
the
yours
world.
right there.
Like, you know what I mean? And yeah, I just dropped a single not too long ago. Check it out, Mark Evans on Spotify, all major platforms. They Don't Know. Got a couple tracks in there too, man. Hope y'all enjoy that.
They don't know it's a single or?
Yeah, it's a single. It's a single right now. Yeah, I'm coming up with the album soon too.
We dropped that last night?
Yeah, we dropped it last night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, man, coming up with the album soon. Hopefully, it'll be done soon. Schizophrenia. Y'all check. Wait for that. Check that out. You know what I mean?
We're going to have you in the hot seat next.
Yeah, right.
I know, man. We're gonna play some
Exactly.
musical chairs going on. You know.
Yeah, we got a lot of projects coming out. You know, we got a Dazed Effekt album coming out soon. Like he said, his album is coming out soon. These guys want me to push an album soon, so I've been working on my own stuff.
See, what they don't know is he the beat producer and shit, but he be singing the same thing John B and shit sometimes.
Right.
Shit
Like, I feel myself as more of like a songwriter, you know, for someone else to sing my stuff. But they be wanting me like, nah, you gotta sing this, bro. Whatever.
Don't sit here and play coy.
So yeah, we just put that
That's what
out
I
there.
do.
Everybody else can
Come
say that.
on.
we
But yeah,
need to get
we
them
got some
on.
projects coming on for you guys.
What's up, man?
Look forward to that.
Hey. This the flight song. When you feel you can no longer fight on, you need a shoulder to cry on. See, I'm spreading my wings, you can ride on my back, cause I'm headed for the pylon. What's it take to be an icon in a world full of Dylons who wanna blow like a pipe bomb? On the rise to the top, you only get one shot, better catch it like a Nikon. Might grip like a python, I hold the force like I'm Qui-Gon. Use the pen as my sword to defy all of my odds. Fans screaming out my God, yet my God is still up. Cause some scars ain't healed up. Life is hard, it gets rough when it knocks you down. You gotta get up, said you gotta get up and fight through the obstacles. The way to success comes with rocky roads. People will think you're illogical till you shock the world and do the impossible. Be unstoppable, remain optimal, knowing defeat is not optional. Take God's plan in your hand and be something phenomenal. Cause greatness is in you, no matter what you've been through. It starts with your mental, so do what you can do. Evolve and improve, stay strong and make moves. Unite as one and there's no way we can lose. Hey. And look towards the sky. I lift my voice with my head held high. Prepare for the war. Cause I've been through the fight. You can never count me out. No matter how you try, cause I ain't giving up. No, I'm never giving up. No, I ain't giving up. No, I'm never giving up. No, I ain't giving up. You should never give it up. Never give it up. Cause I ain't giving up. You should never give it up, cause I ain't giving up. Don't you never give it up. Don't you never give it up. Don't you never give it up.
That's why I'd rather be somewhere on vacation. Cool running with a few Jamaicans who like to party, burning Molly to the Dazed. With my big booty queen half naked. She got a look knowing she about to take it. And we'll come together like prayer hands. When she blessing me, I say amen. Oh.